I lived a life like this because I was asking people for permission. I was asking people for validation. When instead, I should have just focused on myself and my goals and my dreams. Hi everyone, my name is Dominika. Welcome to Invisible Mindset YouTube channel. This channel it's all about personal development, learning how to love every little part of your life, gaining confidence, overcoming challenges in life, and having that growth mindset. Every week I'll be teaching you about a new topic. So without further delay, let's get started on today's topic. Hello everyone. Today I want to share with you a very important message. And that is that you gotta stop asking people for validation. You just gotta go and you gotta move and you gotta do what your heart tells you to do. If you feel like God is calling you to do something in your life and everybody disapproves and this is why you don't move, how do you expect your life to change? How do you expect to achieve the life of your dreams? God placed beautiful dreams in your heart because He wants you to fulfill them. He wants you to go towards it. But you're looking for validation and permission in the wrong places. Those people that most of the time have not achieved the life that you want to have, you cannot ask them for permission. You cannot ask them for advice. Because how do you expect them to give you the advice that you need? Majority of the times, those people might be very small-minded and they might tell you, no, this is unsafe, because they don't feel comfortable with making a decision like that for themselves. A lot of the times, people will even want you to stay where they are because they don't plan on changing, so they don't want you to change. But if you feel like there is something on your heart, on your mind for a long period of time, you really want something to happen, you just gotta go and get it. You cannot ask for validation from people. You know what you can do instead? Pray. When you pray, God already has all the answers and He can give you the validation you need. He can give you the permission and the green lights that you need in order to move. And He's not gonna make you question, He's not gonna make you doubt, He's gonna give you the exact message, the exact sign, the exact direction, the exact guidance that you need to move. Because let me tell you this, when I wanted to quit my full-time job, people were telling me, this might not be the best idea. What are you gonna do? You should just work this regular 9 to 5 because it's safer. The best thing that you can ever do in your life is to get a job from the government. And I lived that life and I hated it. I hated it. But guess what? I lived a life like this because I was asking people for permission. I was asking people for validation. When instead, I should have just focused on myself and my goals and my dreams. Because God placed beautiful dreams in my heart. He didn't just give them for me to feel like they are only dreams. He wants the dreams to be fulfilled. So when I stopped looking for validation from people that cannot even give me that validation, I stopped doing what I wasn't supposed to do. I started going towards what I really want to have in life. So you might be going through something like you're asking people to validate you. You're doing things that people please. But let me tell you, that's not a way to live. You gotta be self-fulfilled, fulfilled by God, and that will be enough. So I want you to take a look at your life and really see that maybe, just maybe, you really need to let go of that sense of need and validation from other people. Because sometimes you might even feel like you're worthless if you don't get validated. Sometimes you might feel like you're not powerful. Sometimes you might feel like you're nobody if people don't like on your posts, they don't, give you the validation you're looking for. But let me tell you, you're worthy despite any of those things. So look at yourself from a God's perspective, the way that God looks at you, the way that God looks at you every single day, because He intended for you to have a beautiful life. And the only validation you ever need is from God Himself. Because guess what? Only God has all the answers. For me, when I stopped trying to look for validation in others, my life transformed. And I no longer get attached to likes, dislikes, comments. all this stuff, money in the bank. I look at God and I ask Him to direct my path. I ask God to give me validation. Because the truth is, nothing in this world will ever satisfy us the way that God can. That's the reality. So stop asking people for permission. Instead, ask God to give you direction. Ask God to guide you. Ask God to protect you. Ask God to reveal the path to you. And He will. And a lot of the times, it might not even make sense to you, to others. It might not make logical sense, but it's going to be the best thing you do for your life. So be encouraged and know that God has your back. God always had your back. Do you allow Him to have your back? Do you allow Him to give you the direction of your life? Because when you do, your life is going to transform. So ask God for permission. Ask God for direction. Ask God for advice. Look for information at the one place where you can get it without a doubt. And that is in God, in the Bible, and that's going to be the best decision you make in your life. So thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. That would truly mean the world to me. And let me know in the comments, what is that one thing that you're no longer going to ask for permission? Because that's how your life is gonna change. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye bye.